So don't just kind of appear one day to senior management and go, hey, we need X amount of budget for an implementation that's starting next week. Again, it sounds obvious, but it's have things like budgets all pre-arranged, have things, again, timelines pre-arranged, make sure you've been communicating with your other stakeholders, and then internally, again, be extremely clear. It could be some members in your team might be new to these kind of transformation projects. So again, you have to be as clear as you can in the planning stage and outline all your big milestones, all your big dates, what each person is going to be responsible for. I mean, different members of your team will probably have different strengths in certain areas. Some might be stronger project managers, others might be kind of better on the data side of things, the Excel side of things in terms of reporting, things like that. So they're kind of things that you need to get ahead on to assure that once you do have that, your notice handed in, or you do have your 6 months or your 12 months, that you've already kind of got your boxes ticked with the wider company and your own team that, look, we're all ready to go. We know exactly what we need to do. We know what the budget is. We know how much we need to spend. We know how much it's going to cost. We have our business case in and approved. And even though we can't physically move until date X, we're planning now and we're getting ready and we're on the way, you know? So, and that's another one is kind of don't take too much on yourself as the manager. If you are a payroll manager or an international payroll manager, don't feel like you can't burden the team with more responsibility. Don't be too afraid to kind of share the work around, because there is going to be so much work involved in so many different teams. So just make sure that everyone knows what their role is within the project. And look, typically, if a person looks after a certain location, you're going to rely on that person to help you with the implementation in that country, you know? So kind of make sure you've got the people with the knowledge in the room and on the appropriate calls. Don't go and have a call about a payroll you might not be too clued up on with a new provider without having the person that actually processes the payroll at the moment, for example, you know, kind of obvious things like that. But again, it's that fine line between, well, I don't want to take up too much of their time because they're running payroll whilst we're doing this project. So sit with them, manage, again, make sure it's at a time that suits everyone, but just make sure you've got the right people in the right meetings. So then you can make the best decisions going forward and make those decisions with your team, not on your own.